My name is Joseph P. Perino, Captain, United States Army. I was assigned to the 1st Battalion, 6th Infantry, 198th Brigade. Served under, at that time, Lieutenant Colonel Norman Schwarzkopf. I was stationed in Vietnam and up in the 1st Military Region, I Corps, and there were 4 military regions in Vietnam, and we were the furthest north. I actually left the United States in 1969 and served over there until January of 1971. Landed in Benoit Air Force Base, which is out of Saigon, in 4 Corps, processed and went up to I Corps, where I was assigned to the unit. Out of there to a fire base called LZ Dottie, is where the commander's headquarters was that I would be assigned to work for. And I run reconnaissance patrols. I run them in the mountains up towards Laos, along the Laotian border, reconning the Ho Chi Minh Trail, where supply routes would bring supplies into the VC and the NVA that were in that area. And then operated some along the coast, again, where the Ho Chi Minh Trails also came in there because they delivered materials by sampan. I would have 3 teams. I had my team, which was called the Charlie, which is command team, where I had my first sergeant with me. I had 2 RTOs and 1 guy that was carrying a pig. It was a machine gun. And then I had 2 other teams that would be out operating within the grid, gathering intel. And our operations theoretically would be considered 3-day ops, where we would go in, gather intel, get out. Sometimes we would get in there and run into situations where we had to engage, and sometimes we were out there for long periods, living off of the land until we could get out. You know, you see Charlie Brown, who I never forget him the night we were getting ready to go on a mission, and he, good-looking kid, you know, farm kid. And he told me, he said, "Sir," he says, "my daddy said when I left I'd be home to work on the farm." Well, next day he lost both legs on this hill we were going up. Put him on the chopper, and he got to go home, but, you know, you never get to see him again. Memories from Vietnam, memories of your people. You're like a family together. You know, you share together. You become one in your thinking and taking care of each other and that. And you go through periods there where you change. You become something other than what you were when you were in that situation. You think about people. I had an interpreter named Nak Mai who had been a VC and got burned very badly in a napalm strike, and the term was Chu Hoi. Chu Hoi meant that they came over to the other side. And we were very close, Nak Mai and I, and talked, and you know, he had a price on his head because of that. And so when things ended, I wondered what happened to him, or Vicky, who was a girl I knew that was a soldier too, and I had got to know what happened to them, and you know, you wonder, you think, as well as your own people that you never got to see again once they got medevaced out. Sad, you know, when that thing all happened, once we left, which is, I don't know. To me, we went over and did a job the best we could because we thought we were helping people and to do something, and we thought we were, and we thought we could do it, and we did. But sadly, to me, there was only one ARVN group that was worth their salt. That was the 1st Ranger Division, and I had worked some with them ARVNs, and they were true people that would do it. But as this thing started to happen, and the NBA come across through Washoe Valley, they went through country we had operated in, we had fought on, we had secured, we had left. They came back, we went back, we re-secured it. And they came through places, and I saw places where we had been, where I had fought, where I had seen falling, just falling one after another. And these Arvans, soldiers, just running away, leaving the equipment, leaving everything. And so they marched all through that country we fought for down till they got to the end in Saigon. And I watched it, and I just sit there and just shook my head. Shook my head because our people that we lost, and the people that I noted are on the wall, one being my roommate from OCS. When Jerry was killed, I heard the chatter on the radio that night. It says he was operating up in that area, and your mind goes to them. It goes to them that are on the wall, or those like Sergeant Brown, who had no legs now, and so it was a pretty sad day to me, a very sad day. But we were soldiers, we did the best we could.